know, it seems like every time we turn around, we hear of another case of West Nile virus. Nearly 90 people have died nationwide, and more cases of the mosquito-driven disease are being reported every day.
So joining us today to talk about how big of a problem this really is here on Delmarva is Paul Silverman with Delaware's Department of Health and Social Services. Paul, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So this whole West Nile virus thing, we're hearing more and more. Is the problem actually getting bigger, or are we just hearing more?
Well, it's a little of both, actually. Certainly the attention that this is getting right now, given the number of cases, is adding to the likelihood that cases are being diagnosed. But this is a disease that's been around for a while. It was first identified in Africa in 1937. And since that time, it has the habit of just laying dormant for a while and then occurring in outbreaks. So the increase is probably real to some extent.
Now, I understand, Paul, that you can actually get West Nile and not even realize it.
Right, that's true. In fact, research has shown that about 80% of the people who are infected with the virus never show any symptoms whatsoever.
Wow.
And what kind of symptoms would there be that would show up?
Well, about 20% of the individuals who are infected have flu-like symptoms. These include such things as a fever, a headache, body aches, skin rash that may occur on the chest or back, swollen lymph glands, things like that.
Now, unfortunately, those are just mild symptoms. There's even some some symptoms that are even worse.
That's right. Progresses? That's right. About less than 1% of the people who are infected, usually these are elderly people or people with other underlying diseases, will get severe symptoms. The headache and fever are still there, but they develop a stiff neck, tremors, muscle weakness, things like that.
And this can get even worse?
That's right. We're now heading into really a dangerous area in which there's neurologic symptoms and delusion, convulsions, some paralysis, and ultimately, in the worst case scenario, of course, coma and perhaps death.
Now, when you start getting the mild symptoms, that's when you need to get medical attention?
Well, that's right. If you think this is unusual, if they're persisting a little longer, it's admittedly a little tricky right now because we're also heading into the flu season.
Right.
Yeah, that's the time to just monitoring. But I just want to assure people that the severe symptoms are quite unusual.
It's a small percentage.
That's right.
If I go out and I get a mosquito bite, do I need to panic?
No, the risk from any given mosquito bite of developing these severe symptoms is really quite low. So just watch out for the symptoms and contact your physician if they should occur.
Now, like anything else, prevention is key. So how can we prevent getting the mosquito bite in the first place?
Well, it's all about what people do at home, and it's really important to wear insect repellent when you're outside. The DEET is the most common ingredient in insect repellent. If you're going to be outside for a long time, go for about 30%, a product with 30% DEET in it. Children should have a product which has about 10% DEET. Okay. Avoid being outside at dusk and early morning when the mosquitoes are common. Right. And also look around your property for areas that the mosquitoes can breed. Tires.
Something that would gather water.
Yes, anything like that. And make sure that they're dry. And one last thing, and make sure your screens are intact. If they're in disrepair, cover the holes, things like that. Luckily, we're getting into the fall, but mosquitoes may hang around until the first good frost.
Right. Well, and again, don't panic. You get a mosquito bite, just, keep an eye on it, right?
And if you think, go get checked.
Right.
There you go. Paul, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Very much. Appreciate that information. Good stuff there.
And if you would like to learn more about what we discussed, West Nile virus, you can log on to our website, delmarvalife.com. Click on the show tab. And another serious health concern, breast cancer. It affects so many families here on Delmarva, maybe even yours.
But you can help fight that disease. Still to come, how to get involved as part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is next month. We'll be right back.